Have you ever given someone a compliment and you see their face light up? You see them stand taller? Or has someone given you a compliment and all of a sudden you feel happier? You feel like you were in a bad mood before that and they give you this compliment. All of a sudden you're just like, oh my gosh, thank you. I needed that. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about how cool giving and receiving compliments is, and I have a little challenge for you. So welcome to LadyBoss Unplugged. I am your host, Molly Richards, and I'm so happy you are here. Let's go. So yesterday, I went to the gym and I was in the locker room, and there was this sweet girl that I know from the gym, and she was fixing her hair, and I was like, girl, your curls are amazing. Your hair is absolutely stunning. I just love it. And she actually got tears in her eyes and she said, you just gave me chills and made me emotional. You have no idea how much I hated my hair today. My hair has always been a challenge for me, and I was feeling just not my best today. And for you to take time to say that to me means so much. Thank you so much. And just to see her light up was amazing. And guess what happened? I made her day, and then it actually gave me energy and made me happier. Isn't that cool? That when we are kind, that kindness comes back to us, right? And this has happened many times. And when I give compliments to people, but I was talking with my mom about it today on a walk, and I told her the story, and she said, Molly, that is so cool. Like, you never know who needs a compliment, who needs to be seen, who needs to know that they matter, and that we see them, we notice them, and we appreciate them, and we see their beauty, or we see their vibe, their coolness, their inner light. Like, that is so cool. My mom was just like, oh my gosh. And I was like, Mom, I learned it from you, Mom, actually. And she was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. But think about the last time that you complimented even a stranger. So I said this to a girl I knew, but I've definitely done this to people. I've told this story before within the LadyBoss community about the lady who walked into an elevator that my husband and I were in one day. And she was in this really pretty dress. It was a blue dress. I remember that. And I said to her, wow, you look so pretty in that dress, which, by the way, always gives sincere compliments. So I gave her this sincere compliment and I just said, you look so pretty. And she said, oh my gosh, I've had the worst day today, and you just turned my day around. And she got teary. It's amazing how people get teary because she needed that. And that was just the coolest thing. And again, it made her day and it made my day. And so I don't do this selfishly, but I do this and I'm noticing how good it makes me feel when I'm kind to others. And so I have a challenge for you in today's podcast. And this challenge is for you to join me and not just do it once in a while. I want to encourage you to give a compliment to someone you know or a complete stranger for 30 days straight. Yeah. Put it on your calendar right now, starting today or tomorrow. And on your calendar, give a compliment to somebody today, and go, and you know how you can go in there and you can say repeat every day. Do that. It will remind you. Here's what I know is true. You will do this for one day, and then you'll do it another day. And then you're on day 3, day 4, day 5. All of a sudden, it becomes natural. It becomes a habit, just like your daily walk, just like your daily getting your protein in, your daily gratitude, your daily reading personal development or listening to personal development, all the things that we preach here. But when you do this, it just becomes natural. You start to see things that you can compliment people on. You start to notice someone who might need a compliment. It just becomes something that you do. It is the coolest thing. So it could be, you could compliment someone on their outfit. You can compliment someone like I did on the girl's amazingly curly hair. Like, I was telling her, I'm like, you might hate your hair, by the way. It is amazing. I have super straight hair and I am envious of you. She's like, you're envious of me? What? And it's just really cool. The conversations that you can have as well, the interactions, the people that you could meet. But what will happen is you will help someone walk a little taller, right? And you will walk a little taller as well. But you can compliment them on so many things. Even like a server at a restaurant, I will tell our server, like, by the way, you're an amazing server. Thank you so much for being so polite. And thank you so much for being patient with us. And thank you so much you're just awesome. Like, or the lady who seats us at our restaurant, we're like, you're always so cool. You're always so kind. And it makes us want to come back here. And she's like, oh my gosh, thank you. So many times we think of giving compliments, but we don't. And I just want to encourage you to take a second and be like, I'm going to do it. And even if it puts you out of your comfort zone, oh my gosh, you have to do it. I am all about pushing you out of your comfort zone. That is how you grow. That's how you become the next best version of you, right? But studies show the positive effects of compliments. They help our lives in so many ways. So there's actually a study where his name is Nick Haslam, and he says compliments can lift our moods. They can improve engagement with tasks. They can enhance our learning and increase persistence in our lives. What? Yeah, he says giving compliments is better than receiving them, just as giving gifts or contributing to charity has benefits to the giver. So isn't that cool? You're going to benefit someone else as well as yourself. We don't think about the self part, but it happens, right? So I want to encourage you to join me in this 30 days of giving a compliment to people challenge. We will call it, because we're going to LadyBossify it, we will call it the 30-day Sparkle Challenge. How about that? We talk about sparkle within our community, and that is about complimenting people, seeing the good in others, noticing them, doing kind things for others. And so let's call this our 30-day Sparkle Challenge. You can start it any day that you want. We don't have a start date, but why not start tomorrow since you're listening to this podcast? Why not start it right now? And why not include your kids in this? Why not include your friends, your sister, your parents? Like, get as many people on board to do this with you, because, oh my gosh, we could change the world, y'all. This is amazing, right? But I want to make sure that your compliments are sincere, right? Don't just be like, oh my gosh, I need a compliment. That lady's shoes are ugly, but I'm going to tell her they're cute. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Those ones will have the opposite effect, okay? So make sure your compliments are sincere and well-intentioned, and you will notice just how good you make others feel and how good you will feel. I promise you. I'm going to give you another challenge here. Are you ready for this? And I am working on this right here with you. So the challenge is here's one challenge is when someone compliments you, you don't have to compliment them back. Okay. When someone compliments you, I actually want you to say this: thank you. Okay. Or, yeah, I know I am amazing. Right. Or, yeah, I am. So I'm saying this because I have a really hard time when people compliment me, like especially my husband. He'll be like, you are so pretty, or you are so sexy, or you're awesome. I appreciate you. And instead of saying thank you, or yeah, I'm this, or yes, and like embracing it and taking it in, I instead give excuses for myself, or I'll be like, no, I look terrible today, or no, I could have done better. Like, what the heck am I doing to myself, right? And so take those compliments and celebrate them. Celebrate yourself and notice how good you feel, and notice how good the person who gave you the compliment feels too. Could you imagine if you say to someone, you're like, your hair looks amazing, and they're like, no, it actually, like, it's horrible. You in turn feel like bad, right? Instead, they're like, yeah, it is pretty cool. You're like, what? That is awesome. Like, do this and notice how your confidence boosts within yourself when you accept those compliments. So in this challenge, you are going to give a compliment every day to at least one person. By the way, you can compliment 20 in one day if you want, but do it for 30 days solid. And then also accept compliments graciously and awesomely. Don't downplay your gifts and everything, all the cool ways that God created you. Like, just say a thank you and maybe give a smile. And when you smile, people smile back, which is another gift. Okay. That's another way to spread sparkle, is just to smile at someone. And so I am so excited for you to do this with me. I started today because I did it already to someone else, but join me. Start tomorrow. Encourage others. You could share this podcast with them and be like, let's do this 30-day compliment challenge. Let's do it together. And you will notice that it is contagious. Like, that person that you compliment will remember how good you made them feel. They will want to compliment someone. It is pretty stinking awesome, right? So how do you compliment someone? Say it out loud to someone. It could be someone you know. It could be a stranger, right? notice something that you sincerely see in them, or you notice that they did, or how you feel about them, or whatever it is, right? Another way is you could send someone a text and be like, whatever it is that your compliment is, okay? Or DM someone on social media, okay? Or do it a comment on their post. Compliment. And what's cool if you did that, if you commented on someone's post, when people see that, they're going to want to compliment them as well. And so you could like have this whole chain of compliments and make that person's day, maybe their life. You can also call someone, yeah, super old school, pick up the phone and compliment someone. Notice what you see. Notice how you just tell them how you see them, or tell them how you feel about them. Tell them maybe they did something really cool and you notice them. Like, that is so cool. You can always send a written note or like snail mail. But one of my favorite ways is just in person, eye contact, human interaction, and just making sure that person is seen. And whatever it is that I notice about them, I am sincere about how I feel about them. And I am spreading sparkle, y'all. Spread that sparkle. Throw it around like confetti. Let's go. It will change not only that person's day, but in return, it will change yours. I know it because I do it often, and it is one of my favorite things. It's one of my favorite things. I'm kind of obsessed with it, which is why I decided to do this in this podcast and within our community. So join us for this 30-day compliment challenge. We can also call it a 30-day sparkle challenge. You could call it whatever you want, but do it and notice how awesome it makes you feel. Notice how awesome you make others feel. Deal? All right, let's go. Start now or start tomorrow, but start. It's the start that stops most people. Don't do that. This is like a positive, awesome thing, okay? All right, I'll see you on the next episode. Let's go.